Our fifth-year anniversary look back at the 2015 Boys Volleyball State Championship continues this week with Part 3. In Part 2, the players noted how there was a particular sense of urgency that year because of how close the Rockets had come to a title in the previous seasons. As we learn in this next installment, for some players, that sense of urgency came from stepping into a bigger role. Plus, Coach Powell and the guys reveal how different moments of adversity throughout the season aided their mental toughness.
Being a junior and obviously in the position I was, I knew that I had some pretty big shoes to fill, I guess, from the years prior. There's some pretty big names like Tommy Kelly, Sam Tillotson, who were the outsides the year before, who were in similar roles as I was that year. So I knew that I really had to show up and kind of play to the expectation level that new volleyball is. And also, for me personally, I battled a lot of injuries that year as well. So that was always very difficult for me. It's kind of a common theme throughout my career, unfortunately. But I think that going back to the last question with mental toughness, I think that's just the most important thing is to stay strong and stay sharp mentally.
And I actually want to come in and just pat Trevor on the back for that, because out of the three of us standing here, I mean, Powell was definitely a mentally tough player, I'm sure. Super mentally tough coach, but I think that that's one of Trevor's strengths for our team, was being a floor captain and a steady poise in terms of always staying committed. I mean, I'm a goofball. Trevor is too, but he does a really good job of refocusing us. And yeah, and I remember that. I remember him having to work on his passing. Like that's what wins and loses games is serve receive. And he made the difference. It's so cool to be able to say that.
Along the journey of being 26-0, like Trevor was really starting to hit his stride during April vacation, and he busted his ankle, and then we went down to Westfield, and then the night before, we went down to Westfield in the regular season, and the night before, Skylar dropped a weight on his toe, and he couldn't play most of the match, and we were dealing with that, and then Brendan Lombardi, he broke his foot at Westfield, and he played with a broken foot, but he couldn't play the rest of the year. And Kevin Yee came in, and he wasn't even playing middle until that time. I just kind of had him as a reserve outside hitter who would never see the court, I thought. And then he ended up getting the game-winning kill against Newton South. So there were some interesting subplots along the way that you forget about, but there was some adversity within that journey that we were all kind of dealing with. That obviously made it that much better of a story for us, I guess.